First, I have mentioned that acting as a parent figure for the client. So you can see there is a very nice pictorial in your material, because parents figure means we have to behave such a way, we have to show them empathy, we have to give them non-judgmental, all these things we have to show as a counselor there. That's it, behaving as a parental figure. And other techniques like understanding their emotions, showing so very much empathy, and we have to give such so many ways to how to build self esteem, and we have to connect their families, and we will use some, maybe some person we will having some spiritual faith, we can address through that spirituality also. These all the things would be done in a very short term period, and in a such a way that that person will be able to at least means jump that severity of the addiction phase. After that we will slow start the treatment, all the detoxification, all which we have learned, treatment process, all we can start. But this is the first we will do in that crisis counseling if something severe happened to a addicted person. Okay, some, I think, okay, 10 people join. Okay, are you clear till now?
Yes,
Yes,
madam.
madam.
Yeah, because maybe I will little bit speak today because it's the last counseling session. So, so we can have some interaction in the last thing. So uh, if you want for like what are the methods, what are the so many methods in the crisis counseling, you can have some you can have some study and you can get the certification if you have, you want to know more insight about that. So you, there are so many programs there where you can learn all those things in, and you can start a career as a counselor. So as a social worker also we can start. So these are the just basic points I am discussing with you. So here we were discussing counselings, and already we know that this is a topic like substance prevention and all those things. So can anyone tell me what other types of counseling is needed while reading this? Already, okay, while reading this chapter, what are the other counseling we should know about? If you connect this subject, this is a substance abuse, so, and I'm discussing that counseling. So if you connect both, so what are the other counseling we should know? Do you get my point? So we are discussing counseling, and this is a substance abuse block. So what are the other counseling as a social worker we should know? What are the other counselings? Any idea, or can you connect anything, any counseling should we should have the idea? Okay, already I have mentioned that in our first counseling sessions we have discussed uh, STIs, HIV, right? Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes. So that HIV and STI counseling also very much closely connected to this substance abuse. Already we have understood the link between STIs, HIV/AIDS with the substance abuse. In our first sessions, we have understood that how that HIV/AIDS and STI are linked with substance abuse. So it's also very important to understand that STI and HIV counseling and what could be we done means how that counseling should be proceeded. All those things also we should know, so that we will be able to work in HIV settings where we will make them understood about all HIV and STIs. So my point is that why we will now study that HIV and STI counselings, because it is very much linked to that substance abuse, as already we have discussed, right? Do you remember the link between HIV/AIDS and the substance abuse? Because that concept will be helpful here only. Do you remember at least some points that how that HIV/AIDS and STI with substance abuse, how they are interlinked? Yes, at least not no anyone. I won't ask question. Just I'm asking. Do you remember? Right, there is a link between STIs and substance abuse. Okay, we okay. I think you you have some forgot. Okay, so next we will understand that how that STI counseling, how HIV counseling. Okay, I will put my screen. Okay. Okay. Now are you able to see my screen? Yes.
Yes.
Yes, yes. So there is another concept in your material, that is STI and HIV counseling. And I told you because it is also very much important to know, because already we have discussed the interlinked, how they are interlinked. So many, like uh, we know, like it's some in we don't want to speak about STI, we don't want to speak about HIV, people don't want. So it's, as a social worker, it is very much important. We have to follow some practices, we have to follow some methods, we have to deliver in a such a way that people will get that insight about that STI and HIV. And what are the things we will deliver, that we will understood now. So but prior to that, we have to know that this STI and HIV, its counseling is so much sensitive for some people, some groups. So while we will do counseling, we will first we have to keep all those skills like non-judgmental, ethical things, motivation skills, empathy, active listening, all those skills which a social worker should have. All those skills we have to must show in these counselings. Okay. So what if when we will do this counseling, what are the things we will discuss there? Of course, we know that STI is it's not discussed openly due to maybe that same or the stigma or maybe discrimination between some groups. Some people have like belief that maybe they have some myths that only bad people or sex workers contract with STI, and all those things we have to break, all those things we have to discuss in our counseling session. So mainly we will tell them what are STI and how do they spread, what are the symptoms, and some people what are some are asymptomatics, and how to recognize that person, and some what are the myths of that STIs. Examples like I as I told, like some things that only sex workers or bad people get STI, but we have to convey that anyone who is sexually active can get STI. Next, maybe we can have That's some myths that STI is it's very symptomatic, but we have to address that. No, some STI they don't show any symptoms. These all are the myths and facts we have to address. We have to do the counseling with that person. We have to make understood that how that STI can be means with early diagnosis and with that treatment, all those things we have to make understood that person. And what is the link between that STI and HIV/AIDS? This also we can counsel them. Uh, did you get me what I'm trying to convey you?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Because all those things we have discussed. So now I am not discussing all those things. I'm just telling, when we will go for counseling in STI counseling, what should the means key points we have to discuss with them, because all those links, all these has symptoms, all we have discussed in a previous class. So okay, next it's a HIV/AIDS counseling. HIV/AIDS counseling, that it's like we know that people don't often means they don't speak. It's due to maybe any fear, stigma, or anything. But that as a counselor, we can help them to understand the main facts behind that HIV/AIDS. We will help them to cope up with that emotional distress, because when a people diagnosis or means fear of having HIV, they are gone through so much emotional problem. So as a counselor we can help them to, we will give some coping mechanism, all those things. We can tell them that what are the HIV treatment, that ART therapy, about that therapy we will educate them. We'll tell them how to be mentally healthy, how to be physically healthy, what are the lifestyles. Then again we can discuss about that how to create a good relationship with family, friends, and other support groups. So, like if an example, if a person who is HIV positive, maybe when we'll do counseling, first we will have a positive rapport with that person. Then we can understand the history of that HIV. Then we can start diagnosis with that person. So these are the some key features of that HIV/AIDS counseling. So I have mentioned that who needs this counseling? This counseling, which we call that preventive counseling, because we are want to stop that HIV/AIDS. So these are preventive counseling, and mostly that who needs this preventive counseling? Of course, the person who who are seeking help, they are, we can do counseling with them. And those who do not seek help but maybe engaged in some high risk behavior, and maybe those who are not currently involved in high risk behavior, maybe in general public, we can give this sort of counseling to in that general public also. So where we will give this counseling? It could be, we know, in hospitals, in STI clinics, maybe in some community health programs, or maybe some in family planning centers, maybe in with that jail, yeah, yes, that jail prison settings, or in that de-addiction centers. These are the some settings I told where we can deliver this STI and HIV counseling. And who are eligible for this counseling? Who can deliver this counseling? Yeah, of course, we as a social worker, we are eligible, or doctors, nurse, psychologist, or maybe teachers, and or some health educators, and who are trained under this HIV, they all are eligible to deliver this counselings. Are you clear till now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, yes, yes. So HIV is like we have to go for that HIV testing, but before that, there is a pre-test counseling and there is a post-test counseling. So it is very much, if when you go for it, must we have some experience of some HIV testing centers there. Some like groups are there, some people are there who will give that pre-test counseling, and of course that post-test counseling. Then what are the pre-test counseling and why we will give this pre-test counseling? Of course, this counseling will means make prepare that individual who are going for the tests. It will help our counseling help them to cope up the anxiety and fear before the testing. We will explain that how what is the time direction of the result, and all this we will make them understand that why this testing will happening, and how it will help them. Sorry, okay. And we will make sure that this our counseling or this HIV, all these tests should be in confidentiality. Their privacy will be with us. No, so they will be will they will come for that HIV test, because some people they don't want to go for this HIV test. So with this pre-test counseling, we can motivate them for that counselings. So, what are the post-test counseling? Post-test counseling are that after the test, maybe that when the person are waiting for result, there we will go for counseling. If that result is positive, we will all go for counseling, and if that test is negative, then also we will go for counseling. If some people have HIV positive result, we will counseling in a such a way that first we have to our counseling should be very much sensitive and with emotional support, because they are means the result is positive. So we will first address that, maybe that immediate emotional reaction. Maybe they will go some fear, shock, anger, or maybe denial, because they will say no, it could not happen with me. So all this immediate emotional reaction we will address there. Then we will make them calm. Then we will go means we will give that what are the therapy they can take. We will connect them with the other healthcare providers for treatment, for any support groups, or for any type of any other guidance. Again, we will encourage them for the further safe practice, so that this HIV should not transmission to others. And we will give them some follow-up counseling and mental health support. So these are the counseling we can do if the person is HIV positive. Similarly, if one some person they so HIV negative, then we can say that okay, what how the how they should go do for the regular testing for the sexuality, and maybe after some months they will come for again the testing, and we will address that how they should go for the safe sexual practice. All those things we can do if that person is having HIV negative. So he- as a social worker we can give this counseling, but that HIV test we are not means if we don't have that certification, we are not able to, we are not eligible for that doing that HIV test. For those we have to have some certification and we have to take the training. But as a social worker we can give them some counseling, some we can we can refer to other healthcare educators, we can give them emotional support in there, that for pre-test and for post-test counseling. Did you get?
Yes.
Do you have
Yes.
anyone have experienced about this pre-test or post-test or ongoing HIV counselings in any healthcare settings? Any practical experience do anyone have? If my question is, after knowing all these things, okay, if that if some person is not interested to take this pre-test counseling, okay, then what should we do there? If some person, they don't want to listen to us, they want to take this pre-test counseling, then what should, as a social worker, what can we do there? Can any suggestion what can we do there if some person, they don't want to take this pre-test counseling? What, did you get my question? If a
Come again.
person, they don't, yeah,
Come again, please.
okay, if a person is not interested to take this pre-test counseling, but as a social worker it's our like duty to counsel him, so how to convince that person there, how to
Uh,
convince that person?
on my understanding is that since he is not interested in what I'm telling him,
Right.
I'll make sure that I join him with other person that is have more experience more than me. I doesn't know. Maybe he did not uh, understand what I'm telling him. Maybe the one that
Yeah.
have experience more than me can guide him to the right path. Maybe he will understand what I mean through that.
Right, right. That also we can do. And we can first understand that why that person is not interested. Maybe due to some confidence issue, maybe stigma, or so we will, or he don't want to discuss all those things. So maybe, as you told, we can refer to some other my colleague, or maybe I can give some write in some paperwork, or means already for HIV testing some paperwork is there. Maybe he want to read that, or we can address that how this counseling will help. We can take some time, or maybe he can take some time. All those things we can do if that person is not interested for the pre-test counseling. But we will try some other different ways to convince that person for this pre-test counseling. As a social worker we must try in some other ways. Okay, so I have discussed the pre-test counseling and post-test counseling, and in post-test counseling there are some questions, some other methods like which already mentioned in your reading material. So I suggest, or I one please have go through that especially in that post-test counseling, try to understand those means they have written some points which are very much which will be very much interesting for you, so you can go through that post test counseling in your that blog. Okay, so here we have understood that HIV/AIDS counseling. So again, my question is that after all this understanding, all this concept, uh, again, which counseling will be most crucial? We have finished HIV/AIDS on STI counseling, and when we relate this HIV substance abuse and which counseling will be more important if we relate this topic. So which counseling will be more important for the social worker? Already we have understood one counseling, that is HIV/AIDS and STI counseling. Uh, Another, which counseling should be important for as a social worker when dealing with the substance abuse settings? Anyone? Sorry, what did you say? Yeah, I'm asking. Already we have understood this HIV/AIDS and STI counseling. Okay. So if we relate this substance abuse, so if just think which other counseling should be need that social workers should have knowledge? Any other counseling we should know? How this substance abuse affect to, already we know that substance abuse affect to individual, substance abuse affect to family. So don't you think that family counseling should be also very much known to us? Yes. So I want to say that another counseling which we should have knowledge, that is family and marital counseling. That was I talking about, because we already know that how this substance abuse impact a family. So that family destroyed. So as a social worker, we have to anyway, we have to come means have a counseling sessions with that family. So here we will understand that how that family and premarital counseling happens. So I have mentioned that uh, that substance abuse affects relationship, trust, communication, and overall family dynamics, making counseling essential for healing and long-term recovery. In our, I think in block two, we have discussed that how that family is impacted due to the substance abuse. So when we work in that setting, it is very much important. We will go for individual counseling, and of course, we will go for that family counselings. And premarital counseling. So marriage counseling. Why marriage counseling is important here? If you relate this marriage to our family, and we relate to sensitive issues like HIV/AIDS and the drug abuse, it is very much important to discuss this marriage and premarital counseling. So it's a topic which we can discuss and understand from our experience. Uh, so what marriage patterns, marriage concept, maybe it is everywhere that concept and patterns are different. May it depends upon the community, the culture, everywhere that marriage is different. Mostly in our side, people like they do marriage for the need of life partner. Maybe some marriage happen due to some mostly here are some due parental force, or some it's arranged marriage somewhere we have, and we have mostly love marriage, and all this marriage concept here. So, in your side, is that same, or any other type of marriage patterns are there? I'm asking how's the marriage patterns and how's that marriage harmony in your side? Just can anyone just describe how that marriage relationship, how that partner, and how that any type of conflicts or in adjustments happening in your side? Anyone, just for my knowledge, that how in your communities that marriages are happening? Anyone want to point it out?
So, am I am I audible?
Yes, it's now audible.
Yes. As I know in my community or in my area, in terms of marriage, uh, a boy is the one responsible to propose for a girl.
Okay.
After, if they have settled, then he will tell his parents that he is a so girl, so that they will go and discuss with the parent of the girl. And in other scenario, the parents used to go and search a girl for their child, so that they will make them to they will they will make them to have marry. And even the house of the female, in other
Okay.
hand too, used to say that this boy is a good boy and I have already searched it for him, for you. I want you to marry him. So the daughter will agree and they will make everything that will be possible for the marriage arrangement. That is what I know. Thank you very much.
Okay, okay. So most it's also same in our community. We, as you told, like this is arranged marriage in our side, where that parents, relative, professionals, they arrange the marriage and maybe love marriage. But what we should discuss here mostly that how that marriage should be. What are some like basic rules, not rules, what are the feelings and how that partner should behave with each other, so there won't be means in future there won't be any risk, or there should not be any person who feels lonely or some have emotional problem, or again they will lead to substance abuse, again maybe that will lead to hiv and sti. So for all those things, we as a social worker counselor, we should have marriage counseling, and of course that premarital counseling. Did you get my point? What we will understand here, right?
Yes.
Yes, yes. Because yes, so that's why we have to understand that marriage concept, and if that person is we get a chance with a person or a family regarding that marriage, we can have some conversation, some counseling in a such a way that that person will be able to understand the concept of marriage and able to live a normal happy life. Because if they don't have that knowledge or that education, they will again go for some high risk behavior, maybe someday will search for different partners, again that will lead to emotional trauma, stress, depression, anxiety, and of course that lead to divorce, maybe they will again addicted, and all those things could happen. So it's a preventive approach, or for the doing that premarital counseling. Premarital counseling means it is the counseling before the marriage happen. So if that couple comes for that premarital counseling, we should have like inform about that marriage relationship and how that both partners should behave, how they should have. Mostly we have to discuss about that honesty, loyalty, means that loyalty between them, and how they should understand each other needs, and what are the main things that how are the adjustment they have to do. And here my question is, if one couple comes for premarital counseling, and that if that one of the person is able to understand that another person is he is in some stages of addiction, so what should we do there as a social worker? How should we do go for that counseling? If one person disclose that that person is having some addiction problem, then what should we do there as a social worker? Because if it's like if one couple get to know that another person is having addiction problem, maybe there is a chance of fear, and maybe there is a chance of to stop marriage, right? Right.
Yes, yes.
Yes, yes, yes. So that's so premarital counseling is very much sensitive. We have to, as a social worker, we have to be such a like we have to deliver our this all type of counseling in such a way that that couple will get the confidence to deal with that addiction problem. Right, that will be that should be our first goal, that we will counsel such a way that that couple, that one of the persons should able to understand that addiction is a disease, it is a chemical dependency, and with that behavior coping mechanisms, all those things, addiction could means they can stop that addiction. So and it's up to that person, they may stop the marriage or they may go for the marriage. But before knowing all these things or is very much important, because it should not lead to like stress, depression or after marriage. If we know before the marriage, that should help both the person to plan some like how they will behave, how will they will react. Because if they don't have that knowledge of addiction, that slowly that will lead to some problem. Maybe they will have some distrust between them, they will have conflict always between them. So premarital counseling, we will make them understood about that addiction, how that is chemical dependency, and how they both can recover from that. What are the treatment plans, and what are the consequences? If we able to make them understood all those things, maybe that couple will decide how what they will do next. Okay, it's up to them, but as a counselor, we should deliver all our understanding about that addiction and how it will affect to marriage and how they can stop that, right? Okay, so here I have, that's why I have mentioned that we have to do counseling to make them understand about that what are the adjustment could be in their marriage, what are the family planning, and especially how a partner should be honest with other partner. What is the need of that honesty, what is the need to have a single partner? If they want they have multiple partner with like, they if they lie with each other, what will be the next consequence? How that single lie will lead to maybe hiv, sti, and drug addicted person, and how that will hamper the whole family, how that will hamper the children. All those things we have understood in our previous classes. So all sort of things we can do in that family marriage counseling. What are the responsibility of each partner? If they will know all these things, so they will able to do they will able to plan, they will able to maybe respect each other, they will able to understand the adverse consequences of the addiction. So they will at least try to adjust with each other. And family planning, right, we will tell about that all that methods, or maybe that what are the permanent method of that family planning, types of uh, planning which we can do, all those things we can do in our counseling sessions. Anyone want to speak about this premarital and family planning counseling? Any new you want to add some points? Any points from your locality which you have seen, that how that conflict resolution happens, or maybe in how that responsibility, all those things happens, and how to stop means partners to having extramarital affairs, all those things. Any other new points anyone want to add while doing this family or premarital counseling? How to convey that person to have a single partner, and what is the, how if they have some other sexual activities other than, then what were the consequences? Any other approaches do you have in your communities? Anyone? Did you get my question? Are you with me?
Yes, madam. We are
Yeah,
with
yeah.
you.
I'm asking means, in your community any other approaches to make this family counseling or premarital counseling in best way? Okay. So, so understanding a family concept before this counseling is important for us, so that we can make them convey that what is the benefit having a single partner, and how they can resolve their conflicts, how they can have respect with each other. All those things we is matter a lot while doing a family counselings. Okay. Okay. So here again, my question is that again, what are other counselings matter when you connect with this drugs and substance abuse? Did you get this family pre and premarital counseling? Did you understand any concepts? What? Hello. Yes.
Hello, ma.
Students.
Please, can you come again? There are some network issues here with
Yes,
us.
maybe. Okay. Okay. I will see. Okay. Did you get this family and premarital counseling?
Yes, yes.
Yes. Yes. Others? I think today we released people three, four, five, six, seven. 7 people only. So only we were 7 people, so we can have interaction with each other. So others, did you get what are the family and premarital counseling, and what are the main things we can discuss in that? Others, just if you are network issue, just text me yes or no. I think okay. Just text me yes or no,
Hello.
so we will proceed. Yes.
Hello. I want to ask only one question.
Yes, yes, please.
In terms of resolving quarrel and conflicts between
Yes.
the partners,
Okay.
what steps should I take if I wish to, or I want to resolve one's partner, which have to quarrel each and every day between their partners, and many people goes to the marriage and in order to resolve the issue, but if you go to them, the other one will say that it's the fault of the other partner,
Yes.
and the other partner too will say that it's the fault of the other partner. How should I take the decision in order to solve the case? That's my question.
Okay, okay, okay. And I think it's a very good and general questions in terms of marriage. So anyone want to interrupt? I will share my points, my experience or my knowledge. So it's a anyone want to say anything? Okay, first then I will say, okay, so that's the thing. First we have to understood that marriage concept and how it is, how it is such a way designed that that marriage, why that marriage happening. That's why one person marry to each other. That's the first basic root, that why we marry, why that person like each other, why if they do arranged marriage or they do love marriage, what is the main motive or main goal of that marriage. First we have to means we have to understand all those things. Then only then from there we have to start and convey that persons partners, that what are the basic, what are the roots of their marriage, why they marry each other, and slowly, and what how there they have that love and affection with each other, and when from which incident or which they have started like the blaming with each other. We have to give some sense of like uh, how they were previously, how much affection was there. We have to address that ego. We have to uh, understand that root cause, why they conflict with each other, and how this blaming is destroying their marriage. They how they forgot that they have affection with each other, and why this conflict happening, maybe due to their ego, maybe due to their emotions, or maybe due to other factors. Maybe some persons they have some other interest which they don't discuss with each other, so they just start blaming. So as I can do one to one conversation first, then I can do a like couple conversations. In that way we I will understand that okay, what is actual the problem, and and I can maybe with some brainstorm activity, all those things, I will understand what is the marriage problem. Maybe someone is lying, or someone is having some other interest, maybe I can say that other affairs, or why this problem happening due to money or due to children. So I have to find the root cause, then only I can help them to have some possible solutions. And how that emotions are important, like having empathy, having that clear communications, and maybe I can discuss the sexual activities, means how they behave with each other. All those things openly I have to discuss, and I have to understand their points. Then only I will be, as a counselor, will be able to help that couple. Did you get some points? Yes.
Yes, 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 madam.
Okay. Anyone want to add? Because the root cause of the problem matters a lot. So once as a counselor, if you get the root cause, then only we can approach that couple to have a solution. Okay.
Okay, okay.
So then that's there's our skills play a role, with our motivation skills, with our empathy skills, with so we will able to motivate to um, on to say that the difficulty with honesty. All those skills matters a lot. We can have some individual counseling, then we'll have some like couple counseling, and we can have the we can tell that consequences if that family is break, how it will, all those things.
Again, ma,
Yes, yes,
in premarital counseling, as a
yes.
counselor, what should I consider most?
So here in prenatal counseling, mostly in the context of HIV/AIDS. Okay, we are discussing in the context of HIV/AIDS. There we must make sure that they should have disclosed about that some addiction things. Okay, our main aim in this context, they that couple should disclose about that addiction to each other, if or to that counselor. If one person is disclosed, then that's my primary objective should be that other person should know, and other person should acknowledge that addiction as a disease, and how to have means they have to accept that addiction, and they should have that plan for the recovery. They should not fear that addiction. Okay, that should not stop their marriage, that should not stop their relationship. So so they should understand addiction as a disease, and with the love and affection it can be curable with some therapy. That should be my key objective when we do the premarital setting in the context of this substance abuse. Okay, because did you get?
Yes, 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 madam.
Yes, if my context is different, that premarital counseling is different. But here, if we talk on the substance abuse, so my primary aim should be about addiction. That how we understood that addiction is a chemical dependency. It's how it's physically, emotionally, and affecting all those things we have to deliver to that couple, so that they won't fear to this addiction and they accept each other with the taking the responsibility. They
Okay,
should not
okay. So,
break this marriage before marriage or after marriage also. They should keep this marriage. Due to addiction, this marriage should not break. They should have to, I mean, they with this our counseling, they should take this marriage forward with the recovery of that addiction. That should be our primary objective. Okay, so we have understood that family and premarital counseling. So next, another sensitive topic is when you discuss this substance abuse, that is counseling on sexuality and sensitive issues. So counseling on sexuality and sensitive issues. Why this matters and why we should study this? Because already we know in our last concept that substance abuse often affects our decision makings, which affects our relationship, and which affects sexual behavior, and which lead to high risk situations, and all those has happened. It means it affect our mental health challenge. So we should have counseling on the sexuality and sensitive issues. So first understand how this substance abuse is interconnected with that risky sexual behavior. We have already discussed all those things, like how in the influence of drugs and alcohol, when person go for that risky sexual behaviors, and which leads to all this HIV, all those things. So it's become important to have knowledge on these sexuality and sensitive issues, and so that we can have counselings in the different settings. So first we'll see that where we will deliver. We can deliver this counseling as in hospitals, as I have mentioned, uh, in hospital settings, clinics, of course, in that schools, university nowadays. In our syllabus, like in curriculum, they are adding this sex education's workshop. So many things they are adding in syllabus, and we can do in community health programs where we can teach about the sexualities, all those things, in workplace, rehabilitation center, of course in prisons, which is very much important. Now a trend is coming like online and tele counseling also happening. There are some helpline numbers where you can ask whatever you have, you can share with anyone, you can ask in that online and tele counseling. Some communities in that religious institution, they are doing all those counselings. And of course that military and police, in that setting also we can keep this type of counselings. So what are the counselings, what on which topic we should deliver there? The thing is that in which topic we will deliver the counseling first day. Before delivering, we should have the been some guidelines we have to follow, that these are the very sensitive topics. So as a counselor we should have non-judgmental, empathetic and very open discussions, because this they won't due to stigma or fear, they won't able to ask any questions, or they won't do that open discussions. But it's our duty to do that. Maybe if we are doing one-to-one counseling, or in any group counseling, we have to do an open conversations. In example, it's school settings, educational institutes, some workshops and seminars on that sexual health, that gender identity, and all those things are happening in the school settings. And some maybe in the some school setting is some counselor are or in our communities in nowadays, a counselor must be in a schools. What they will do, so if they will recognize some students if who are facing some concerns or some abuse in that sexual say with, or with that sexuality, so they will recognize and they will do that one-to-one counseling. Or maybe so they will arrange some peer education programs for the students. Similarly, where in community health also some health camps are there, which is doing, means maybe some social worker, maybe some doctors are doing, where they can deliver all these topics on sexuality, all those things. Here some mobile health clinics, means here some they have some transportation facilities which are moving from village to village. They will stay there for some at least 2 3 days. They will have some they will offer some this health counseling, this all maybe some STI counseling or some counseling related to sexual health, which is mostly run by that NGOs. Or may they will discuss about the reproductive health, STI, HIV, and other which the people don't want to speak. Okay, so so what are the things we will discuss? Key features means I have mentioned very few. So here in that sexuality counseling, we can discuss about that how this sexuality includes our emotions, social, psychological, biological aspects of that male and female. Because sex is a, such a, like in every most of the community people everywhere, they don't want to discuss about sex, but so they behave differently. They will behave different. They don't know what is normal sex. They will behave very, their sexuality is very different to each other. So if we do counseling, so it will be very much easy for that person or that community to have a normal sexualities. What is called this normal in sexuality? Means normal sexuality is like having uh, a respective sexual activity, having a single partner. All those things we can discuss in this sexuality, like me how the mutual consent between the partners is very much important. No physical or emotional harm during that sexual intercourse. All those things we can discuss there. And how this intimacy is private and it should be respectful with each other. We can have discussion on this. Then why while doing this counseling, we have to keep in our mind that maybe some person they have some different, but they won't disclose. So we have to be very much compensation, and our communication should be very clear, and especially that is very simple language, because we are dealing with that common people. Okay, so it should be like very simple, that language, maybe in a local language, but that should be very in simple way. You should not judge anyone there. Maybe some they will discuss some sexual concern, but we should not judge there. While doing this counseling, maybe we will feel, means face some challenges like they have some cultural view about that sex or reproductive health, but they have some like many people have some misconception about sexual behavior, pregnancy, all those things. In every community that is different, every culture that is different. But as a counselor, we can create a safe and some such an environment that they will be open for the discussions. After that, we can deliver whatever the things we want to deliver there. We can deliver about that, we can talk about that the common myths about that sexuality, that about that pregnancy, about that pregnancy age, about that masturbation, about that STI, all this, all we can make them educate. And especially another thing, uh, which we should discuss mostly, that how this sexual activity is leading to rape, marital rape, and violence. How all these sensitive topics, with our skills, with we can deliver, we have to deliver to them. We have to educate them about that law, what are the laws, and legal way.
Hello, ma.
Yes, yes.
What can we call sexual raping? I
Marital
don't.
rape.
Yes, yes, marital
Yeah,
rape.
yeah.
Yes.
Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. That's a thing. Maybe some country or somewhere it is not recognized as a crime. Uh, like in our country, it is not recognized in India that if a wife is 15 above 15 years old, so marital rape is like if we understand, it should have mutual, that sexual activity should have mutual consent. If some partner doesn't want to have that intercourse or some so maybe some country, it's like very sensitive, I can say, I cannot point, maybe it is different in your country, so in your locality. So here, that concept also, this concept is also like very debatable here, that it's that after marriage, that intercourse or sexual behavior should be with that partner consent every time. So if not, if that is not, if someone is having some problem, they can have a case on that, that is marital rape. Here we have some acts here, which is like, it's maybe that mostly the domestic violence, that comes under marital rape. But some other, like without concern, that is here one now debatable topic, that will maybe after some time it will also come some rules. But here, uh, that domestic violence, all this comes under marital rape here. It's like, but if we see, it should be like for both concerned. If after marriage, if they want to have some say, sexually intercourse with each other, they should have concerns with each other. That is, here we have that concept. Do we
What of if
and
of the marital condition, each and every one of them agreed to marry each other. At the end, uh, the partners disagree with each other. If they have an intercourse between them, that can be called a marital raping.
no, 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 it's marital life is after marriage. Okay, after the legal status of marriage, after the legal status of marriage, not before. After the legal, it's like after the legal status of marriage, if that sexual intercourse happened without a consent of each others, so maybe some partner can file a law, any means they can file against that another partner. That is here is stated as marital rape. There is some legal framework here in India. So, that what is that which is to be considered as marital rape. After marriage, there are some laws, some objectives or some points which we should consider as a marital rape. Uh, okay,
Okay, okay.
it's up.
What makes me to ask is that this kind of law is not working here. That's what I ask. Because if I come across the kind of a case in somewhere else, I know how to deal with it. Thank you very much.
Yeah, yeah. In our India, it has some like IPC, some section three. If you want to know more, you can type IPC section 375 in India. There are points are there which acts are called a marital rape. If someone files, it will go to legal. Okay, they have to deal in court, and they have to prove that they have to prove that. Okay.
Okay. And again, one of my
Yes.
colleagues is living in one of the part of the state in Nigeria where Boko
Okay.
Haram destroyed their network connections. So he was asking for if you will ask the director, the regional director, to please help us in order to share the presentation so that they will follow the presentation in order to do their uh, s-
Okay, okay. You keep this question at the last of the class. Okay, we'll discuss. Huh?
okay, okay,
Okay,
okay, no
okay.
problem.
Sure, sure. Please ask me that time. Okay, I'll just. Okay, so we were okay discussing that about that how this sexuality and sensitive issues counseling is very much also important for us. Where we can discuss about that. Already we discussed that how that sexuality, how that sex should be with mutual consent, and about that child sexual abuse also we can discuss there. What are the laws here? We have child protection law, all those things we can deliver in community or wherever we are discussing counseling on the sexuality, we can discuss that child sexual abuse law. That is also very much important, because nowadays we can see that the childs are mostly vulnerable, who are maybe abused by close relatives. So delivering understanding that about that how this child sexual abuse leads a long term trauma for them, and how that they have to go through the legal way, that with that legal act, we have post POCSO, which is very high level act for the protection of the children. Do you have such act in your side as well, right? You should have child protection.
You come again, please.
Do mean in your community, do you have some act, some rules, policy for the protection of the children and sexual offense?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, yes, yes. That's all the things also we can discuss in this counseling when we are doing on the sexuality and all the issues. That child protection act also we can discuss there. Then of course we can have some interaction about that how the treatment and approaches. If some have some sexual problem, they can have where they will get that sex therapy, that where they will get that counselings, where they will get that medical interventions. All the things we can means connect them. If they need some help, so they need some counseling, all the things we can if address, where they will get free surveys, or they all the planning, treatment, all the things we can have on these counselings in the community settings also, maybe somewhere in hospital, somewhere in some clinics, health camps, all those things we can advise them, or give the some knowledge them, so they will get treated. Our motto for this sexual and sensitive counseling should be such a way that they will be able to understand that what is that normal sex behavior, and what is if what are the consequences face if they will go for some risky behavior, what are the laws related if you they go for some violence related to sexual abuse, if some rape, marital rape as I discussed, and child abuse, all this, if they will go for sexual harassment, what will they face legal activities, and what are the myths, all the sort of things we can discuss in that sexuality and sensitive issue counseling. And we can deliver. Nowadays it is mostly in school settings and college settings, they are giving this sex education counseling, which is very much important. Okay, so here uh, we have covered most of the things of our counselings. um, Anyone wants to ask anything, please? In this way, we have covered the counselings, and the last block 4. And here I want to ask if what should be our ethical consideration while doing this counseling. Anyone have any idea? Well, we have understood how the counseling in should do in different of settings. So, what should be our ethical consideration while doing this counseling? Ethical consideration, do you understand the points? Ethical consideration means what should be our ethics while doing this counseling? Hello, any idea? Students, are you there? Hello.
Hello, I'm here. Come again,
Yes,
please.
yes. Yes, yes, yes. I'm asking, we have discussed so many counselings. We have discussed HIV/AIDS counseling. We have discussed that sexuality counseling. We have discussed family counseling. So, is there what should be the ethics while doing this counseling?
Okay. Uh, maybe let me put this point. Maintaining confidentialities,
Right.
respecting the client autonomy, acting with beneficence, avoiding harm to the client. And this is what I can add, please.
Yes, yes, yes. As you are very much correct. We have to, first of all, while doing the sensitive issue counseling, we have to keep in mind the confidentiality. All the things which regarding that HIV, or regarding that sexual health, or regarding that marriage issues, all we should have keep that in privacy. It should not be disclosed to anyone. And especially in HIV and STI counseling, we should take the consent of that patient. We should take that consent before doing HIV testing, or before go for any result, or before telling to that partner. We should have the consent that regard, especially in that HIV counseling, we should have the consent. Then these are the ethics which will help us to for build a trust and respect with each other while doing the counselings. Because with this ethics only, that that person will able to believe us, and they will share their feelings on all sort of things with us. So these are the things we should keep in our mind before going for any counseling. So in this way we have mostly ending our blocks. So here I let this platform for any sort of discussion, or anything in your mind to ask, or any feelings, or anything, any experience to share, because this is my last counseling session. So I have tried to cover most of the things in your block 1, 2, 3, 4, and we have started with HIV/AIDS, STI, substance abuse. Then we have understood the impact on individual. Then we have understood impact of family. Then we have understood that how the intervention and the treatment plans, how it impact our society, how that we can go for empowerment, we can go for preventive education. Then we have understood that counselings, and so different type of sensitive counseling, all those things we have understood in our this 6 sections. So with this here, I want to ask uh, um, what are the means who can do all this type of uh, counseling, or who can uh, work in this, what are the other health professionals who can work in this health settings? Do you have any idea? Like we are social workers, so who are the other professional who are eligible to work in this healthcare settings? Is there any other professions who are eligible to work? Yes, there are. So other professions are like psychiatrists, psychologists, which I have mentioned. Please read uh, that nurse. Then here in India we have lay counselors, and of course the traditional faith healers and elders who are working in that medical health professionals. So they have different their responsibility are different. So most of the in I think in your healthcare settings also, we have same health professionals in. Do you means agree? This professional I'm talking in India, you must have the mostly same professional in your communities also.
Yes, madam.
Yes, yes. So here I will, like, we are under social workers. So we are here. Okay, here. So now we are social workers. So uh, with other, like, if I want to be have that clinical psychiatric, so I have to go for the other higher education. Maybe I can do that MPhil, Master in Philosophy, or I can do the PhD in that special settings. Here, these are the some means training which one person can do and go for different of professionals. Here, I'm talking these things in India only. Then, where these mental health professions work? They work in government and private and non-government. We discussed in NGOs. They work in de-addiction rehabilitation clinics. Nowadays, they are placed. The counselors are placed in schools, colleges, and workplaces, and there some counseling helpline centers. They are also placed there. Here I want to point another counselor, that is that lay counselor. So because India is, we know that it's a large in populations, and the people's they are very less psychiatrists, psychologists, all are very compared to, if we see the ratio, their numbers are very less. So there's a lay counselor, new post came, where they will just train that persons to give that basic counseling. They are not certified to go for the all the therapy, all sort of things, but they will just give them the basic sim counselings. They are called the lay counselors. And now we will see that uh, can you say that what are the social work methods in your social work? What are the other methods are there? Social work method, I'm asking. Social work method, as we are all social workers, we know that there are methods social work. Anyone remember social work methods? What are the methods of social work, students? It's yeah, yes, do you remember that social group work, community organization, social work research, all are your methods? Do you remember?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so yes, so okay, please participate because we are in the last time. Okay, so social casework is also one of your method. In that, we have understood that HIV and prevention, all the substance abuse, that also comes under the social casework method. Okay, so now uh, we will see what are the roles of social work social work in the healthcare setting. What is the role of social work counselors? As we have understood that providing emotional psychological support, we can do HIV AIDS and STI counseling, we can do that substance abuse and rehabilitation support, and we that social counselor can work in community health programs. they will go for that advocacy in through, or that policy changes through that research. All the things as a social worker we can do. So with this note, I want to thank you all for the listening, and thank you. So hope, thank you for the first means listening patientfully, and very much interactive classes. So hope you are benefited from these six counseling sessions. uh, and so anything you want to share, please welcome. Anything you want to share. So with this, I will stop my all these counseling sessions. I am stopping. We am for, so anyone, anything you want to share, please welcome. This is my last counseling session. So anything. Hope that you get some concepts.
Many as much, madam.
Yeah.
Again, my question
Yes.
on
Yes.
what my colleague said. He wish you to share
Yes. Yes.
the presentation that we have made for all
Okay.
the six classes so that he will be able to follow up.
Okay. Okay. You want this PPTs to share, right?
Yes, madam.
Okay, okay. Okay, okay. Then one of you share your email ID. I will share with my email ID. Okay. I can share only this.
Okay.
And okay. So I think why today very less, some maybe some network issue or somewhere, why that students not able to join today.
Yeah, there are some network
Okay.
issues.
Okay, okay. Yeah, okay, okay. Oh, okay. So, or anything anyone want to say? Because I am concluding my sessions here. Okay. Okay. Did you share your email ID? Okay. Okay. I will. I will share my. I will. It will take some time. I will consolidate all the PPTs whichever required for you. Then I will share. Right. Okay. I have noted down your Gmail. Okay, I will share to one person, no? So that person can share to others. Okay. So your classes will be, I think your classes will be for 1 month. It will end in the March, right?
Yes, madam. Yes.
Yes, yes. Yes, all the best. Do well, read well, or anyone. I just want to see if are you able to see share your video. Means just you can do video. You can switch on your video if you want. Yes, sir. Thank you, thank you,
Thank you very much, ma'am.
thank you, thank you. Yes, yes. I will. I'll do. Yes. How was the sessions? Can give. I will be happy. Did you get the concepts?
Yes, madam. We are very happy with the session and wish you the
Yes,
best.
yes. Okay, okay. Thank you. Any other person? Anyone? Okay. Okay. Thank you. Maybe see you sometime, some other classes.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, thank you. Tomorrow you have class.
Yes, we have a
Yes,
class.
yes, yes, yes. Try to join all the classes, so you will be benefited. So having you will have some new concepts, new ideas from India. Do you have a group, right? Okay. Thank you, Simba. Thank you so much. Okay. I will share my mail ID. Okay. So if you just okay, remind me for that, I will share that PPTs, and all of the things are in your syllabus. But for your convenience, I will do. Okay, you can send me mail. I will share. Okay.
Okay, madam. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Take care, all. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye. Hello? Hello?
Yes.
Yes, sorry, my network today has been poor. I've been in the field. Uh, I would like to just ask something like, would you help share with us the presentation?
Yeah.
Shall we get the presentation?
I told okay, I will. It will take some time. I will share. Someone is given mail lady. Okay, I will share. You can collect from them.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.